All right, hey you guys, I hope you are all having a great day. My name is Lana and welcome to Power Yoga. So go ahead and grab your mat, give yourself some space to move around. Maybe have a water bottle close by, and we are going to meet in a cross-legged position to start off our practice. So whenever you're ready, nicely sitting on your mat, deep exhale out. Maintaining a nice active yet static pose here by reaching up through the vertebra, allowing the shoulders to roll back, maybe closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Hands can rest on the tops of your thighs, maybe hands face down to quiet the noise, or palms up to accept some more energy. And here, just beginning to become aware of your breath. Aware of the inhale and the exhale throughout your body. Continuing to breathe. Maybe gently beginning to lengthen your exhale. And focus every inhale to the growing of the belly and the diaphragm. Continuing to take a few breaths here. Maybe setting an intention for your practice today, which can be as simple as wanting to get some movement through your body, all the way to wanting to find some peace of mind. Keeping your eyes closed on your next inhale, begin to reach the arms up, reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the shoulders. And on the exhale, begin to bend over to the right side, having a nice side stretch in the left body. Inhale back up through center, reach up, and exhale over to the left. Again, inhale up through center, reaching up, and exhale over to the right, side stretch. Inhale back through center. Last time, exhale over to the left, reaching through that side body. Inhale back through center. Arms can be exhaled and released down. We're going to start our practice off today with a little bit of footwork. So taking your right foot, placing it over your left so that the foot is hanging off the side of the thigh. Go ahead and take your fingers and place them in between your toes and gently just begin to shake hands with your foot. If you can't get your fingers in all the way, that's totally okay. Right now, we're just trying to loosen up those tendons and muscles a little bit. We spend all day in shoes, walking around, constricting these muscles. We're just trying to open them back up again. On your next exhale, spread your fingers wide and begin to shake. Oop, one finger fell out. And begin to shake the foot, opening those up a little bit more. On your next exhale, release the fingers, and we're going to go through something I like to call toe splits. So taking your left hand, go ahead and place it on your big toe. Taking your right, go ahead and place the 4 little toes in your hand and just begin to pull them apart together, either way. On your next exhale, release and pull them the other way. Awesome. Exhale, release, and go down to the next toe. So the left hand has the big toe and the second toe, and the right hand has the 3 other toes. Begin to pull them apart, coming into that toe split, and exhale other direction. Nice. Move down a toe and toe split, pull them apart. Move down one more and begin to pull the 4 toes in one direction and the pinky in the other, and switch directions. Awesome job. Release. Maybe wiggle those toes around a little bit and go ahead and place that right foot down on the mat, coming into our cow face pose. You can shift that left foot back just a little bit farther, and we're going to be coming into a twist. On the inhale, begin to reach the arms up, and exhale over to the left side. Left arm comes back to reach behind you, and right hand rests on that right leg. Bring the gaze back towards the back of the room. On the inhale, reach up through the spine to lengthen, and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Again, inhale, lengthen through the spine, exhale to twist deeper. Nice job. On your next exhale, take your right hand and place it behind you as well. We're going to be shifting to our other side, so you can see this as a transition. Placing your weight into your hands, begin to lift up onto the feet, twisting towards the back side of the room and coming around. So now the left foot is on top. Starting again with that foot play, go ahead and take your fingers and place them in between the toes. Just begin to shake hands with your foot. Gently loosening everything up. And then spread your fingertips wide and shake. Awesome job. Exhale to release, coming into those toe splits. Take your left hand and place it on the big toe. Take your right hand and place it on the 4 little toes. On your next exhale, just begin to pull the toes apart. And inhale to shift. Nice. Move down a toe. And exhale, toe split. Inhale, shift directions. Down one more. Exhale to split. And switch directions. One more time, move down so that the little toe is in the right hand and the 4 bigger toes are in the left. And switch directions. Awesome. Release that foot. Go ahead and place the left foot down on the mat, coming into our cow face pose. Right leg can shift around just a little bit more. Inhale to reach up through the body, and exhale to come into a twist. Right arm comes behind, left arm rests on the left leg. Gaze towards the back of the room. On the inhale, lengthen through the spine, and on the exhale, twist deeper. Again, inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to twist. On your next exhale, release all the way back through center. Foot can come down to rest like normal in our cross-legged position. And on your next inhale, place the hands in front of you, rolling into a tabletop position. Keep your knees a little wide on the mat, and we are going to come into our child's pose by sending the hips back, reaching the arms forward, bringing the forehead down to rest on the mat. Taking a few breaths here. Releasing through the upper body, sinking down deeper towards that mat. Bringing a little bit more activation into this pose. On your next inhale, press up through the forearms, pressing through the palms of the hands, lifting the forearms up off the mat. And taking a breath. Pressing through the shoulders, pressing through the hands to lift those forearms up. On your next exhale, begin to walk your hands over towards the right side of your mat, feeling a nice side stretch in that left side body. Taking 2 deep breaths here. On your next exhale, moving back through center, and then over to the left side. Still pressing through the hands, lifting the forearms up off the mat. Again, taking those 2 deep belly breaths here. On your next exhale, making your way back through center. If you'd like to, you can stay here, or you can deepen this pose a little bit more by pressing into the finger pads, lifting the palms up off the mat, and coming onto spider fingers. Here, pressing through the wrists, pressing through the shoulders to lift the arms up. On your next exhale, release the palms back down to the mat, release the forearms, and allow the upper body to sink even deeper down towards the mat. On your next inhale, slowly begin to walk the hands back to bring the upper body back up, sitting back on the knees. We are going to stretch out our toes a little bit more here. On the inhale, go ahead and tuck the toes under and sit back on your heels. You might need to reach around and make sure all the toes are spread on the mat. I know my pinky toes sometimes can get a little bit stuck underneath. And just taking a breath here. On the inhale, reaching the arms up and just bringing them over heart center. We're going to be here for about 5 breaths. If this becomes uncomfortable at all, you can go ahead and come out of it and then maybe back in. I know this is a pretty intense stretch, but it's really going to help with our ankles later and poses like downward facing dog and our warrior poses. Continuing to breathe here. Taking one last big breath. And on the exhale, untucking the toes, bringing the hips down, and then placing our hands in front of us, coming into tabletop. We are going to take a different version of a cat-cow today. We are going to be going into our cow pose and then going into a high Halloween cat version of child's pose. So on the inhale, sending the hips back, bringing the gaze forward to come into our cow pose. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine, releasing the neck and sending the hips back slightly, hovering in our child's pose. Squeeze the glutes on the inhale, bringing ourselves back up and coming into our cow pose, sending the hips back, bringing the gaze forward. Again, inhale, rounding through the spine, releasing the neck, sending the hips back for our Halloween cat. On the inhale, moving back through cow, and just repeating this a few times at your own breath pace. Gently warming up the spine, gently warming up those glutes. Really arching through the back and releasing the neck down. Taking one last cycle here. And then on your next inhale, meeting back in our neutral tabletop position. Coming into thread the needle, place more weight into the left hand. On the inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, bring that shoulder down to the mat, threading it through. Inhale to reach the left arm up. And if you'd like, maybe bringing that hand behind the back, coming into a slight bind. On every exhale here, allowing yourself to sink deeper into the mat. Gently stretching out that shoulder. We're here for 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, go ahead and return that left hand back down to the mat. And on the inhale, press yourself back up, bringing the right arm into the sky, and then placing it back down on the mat. Awesome, same thing on the other side, more weight into the right hand. Inhale to lift the left arm up, and exhale to bring the left shoulder down to the mat, reaching the right arm up, and maybe bringing it to behind your back. Again, on every exhale, allowing yourself to sink deeper into this pose. Taking one last breath here. And on the exhale, bringing that right hand back down to the mat. Inhale to reach the left arm up and setting it back down on the mat. Go ahead and tuck your toes under, and on your inhale, begin to press up into our downward facing dog. Lifting the hips towards the sky, spreading the fingertips, maybe taking the feet a little bit wider. And just begin to pedal it out here by bringing one ankle down towards the mat at a time. Continuing to breathe here. Finding some stability. On the inhale, we're going to transfer into a plank pose by going through our Halloween cat. So on the inhale, lifting the hips up, rounding through the spine to come forward into our plank pose. On the exhale, rounding through the spine to come back to our downward facing dog. Again, inhale, rounding through the spine to come forward to plank. And if you'd like here, taking a chaturanga push-up. On the exhale, bringing the chest down and then pressing yourself back up. Exhale, round through the spine to come back to our downward facing dog. Take a breath. Doing that again on the inhale, rounding through the spine, coming into our plank pose. On the exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. On the inhale, rounding through the spine, coming to plank, taking that push up. Chaturanga down, pressing yourself back up. And exhale, rounding through the spine, coming back to our downward facing dog. Sending the ankles down here, pressing through the hands, lifting the hips up higher. Going through that sequence one more time. On the inhale, rounding through the spine, coming forward into our plank. Exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, round through the spine, coming into plank. Exhale, chaturanga push-up. Nice, move back to that downward facing dog. Awesome job, take a breath here. Placing more weight into the left leg. On the inhale, lift the right foot up, three-legged dog. Toes pointing down towards the mat, squeezing that right glute. And if you'd like, maybe stacking your hips by bending that right knee, opening up to the right side of the room. Maybe taking some ankle circles here. And switching directions. And if wild thing is in your practice, on the exhale, gently bringing that right foot over until we meet the floor, reaching that right arm up and taking a breath. On your next exhale, making your way back to downward facing dog and walking it out. Taking a breath here, preparing to do that same thing on the other side. Beginning to put more weight into our right foot. On the inhale, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Maybe stack the hips by bending that left knee and taking some ankle circles if that feels comfortable. Again, if wild thing is in your practice, on the exhale, begin to bend to bring the left foot down to the mat. Reach the left arm up. Taking a breath here. On the exhale, making your way back to downward facing dog. Bending ankles, knees, and hips. On the exhale, begin to walk the hands back to meet the feet. Hinging at the hips, forward fold. Nice big bend in the knees here. Releasing the neck. Maybe taking a ragdoll by grabbing opposite elbows and gently swaying back and forth. Taking 3 more breaths here. Again, nice big bend in those knees here. On your next inhale, pressing through the feet, sweeping the arms up, bringing the hands over your chest, and releasing down. Awesome job moving to the top of your mat if you are not already there, and coming into some sun salutations. On the inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, bringing the upper body down, nice bend in the knees. Inhale, coming up halfway, flat back, bring the chest forward. And exhale, palm the floor, jump or step back to our high plank, high push-up position. Now, just like we did earlier, if you'd like, you can add in a chaturanga push-up here, or you can just bring your chest all the way down to the mat. Starting out with our baby cobra, fingers pointed, elbows over wrists. On the inhale, squeeze the scapulas to pull the upper body forward and broaden across the chest. Nice small movement here, gazes down towards the mat. And on the exhale, make your way into downward facing dog, rolling through the knees, and then bringing the hips up. Walking it out here, taking a couple restful breaths, and beginning to find some stability. If you need a little bit more stability, try bringing your feet just a little bit wider, as well as separating your fingertips and spreading them throughout the mat, as well as pressing evenly through all of your fingertips. Pressing more weight into the left foot. On the inhale, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Inhale, pull the knee into the chest and place it at the top of your mat. Nice. Begin to bring some weight out of the hands and into the upper body as you engage the core. And inhale to sweep the arms up, coming into our crescent lunge. On every inhale, reach up through the fingertips, and every exhale, sink deeper into the front leg. Coming into our twisted warrior. On the exhale, bring the right arm back, left arm forward, and twist towards the right side of the room. If you'd like to challenge yourself here, you can bring your gaze back to those left or right fingertips. On your inhale, moving back through center, arms reach up, preparing to come into our warrior 3. On the exhale, hands come to rest over our chest, And on the inhale, extend the right leg as we pull our weight forward. Now coming into our warrior three, you want to have a nice straight line from your head all the way down to your foot. So dorsiflexing the foot so that the toes point down. Squeeze the left glute, and on the exhale, hinge at the hips to come into our warrior three. Find a nice spot to focus on. You can have a nice little micro bend in that standing leg. And squeeze that left glute a little bit more to bring that leg slightly higher. We are here for one more breath. You can do anything for one more breath. On the exhale, bend the front knee, send the left leg back. Coming into our warrior two. If the foot is not already inner spiral, go ahead and turn the toes towards the side of the mat as we inhale to reach the arms up and exhale to sink deeper into our warrior two. Twisting the thoracic spine here, gazing out over those front fingertips and taking a breath. On your next exhale, moving into a peaceful warrior. Left arm comes behind the back, right arm reaches over top. Taking a breath here, appreciating the side body stretch. On your next inhale, moving back through center, and exhale and moving into an extended side angle. Right forearm to right thigh, reaching the left arm over. Reaching that arm up, twisting that left shoulder back as we broaden through the chest. On your next inhale, moving back through center, extend the front leg and heel toe the back foot up just a little bit, preparing for triangle. So this back left leg is still inner spiral. The right toes are still pointing towards the front of the room. Arms are reaching out. On the exhale, pull the weight forward and bring that right hand down to a block, to the mat, to your shin. Here, trying to stack our shoulders on top of each other and open our chest up to the side of the room. We are here for 2 more breaths. On your inhale, gently bending the knee, pulling the upper body back up and releasing the hands. Moving into our pyramid pose, right foot is still going to be in front of the left, but this time we're going to step the feet a little bit closer and have both toes pointed towards the front end of our mat. On the inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, gently forward, folding over that front right leg, hinging at the hips here. On every exhale, releasing that upper body even closer towards that right leg. Taking a couple breaths here. On your next inhale, gently bending the front of the knee to pull the upper body up. Stepping the left leg forward. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, moving through that sun salutation again. Inhale, coming up halfway, bringing the chest forward, straightening the legs. Exhale, bending the knees, palming the floor, jumping or stepping back to our high plank and moving through your vinyasa. Maybe adding in that chaturanga push-up here. And maybe this time moving into our full cobra or our upward facing dog, which is just 4 points of contact, the palms and the tops of the feet. Moving at your own pace back into that downward facing dog. Taking a few restful breaths here and finding some stability once again. On the inhale, begin to lift the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Pull the knee into the chest and place it between the hands. Again, engage the core to pull the weight out of the hands as we sweep the arms forward, coming into our crescent lunge. On the inhale, lift up to the fingertips. On the exhale, sink deeper into the mat. If you feel like your hips are a little wonky here, try squeezing that left glute to even them out. And on the exhale, send the left arm back, right arm forward, coming into that side twist. Again, if you'd like to challenge yourself, you can bring your gaze back towards those left fingertips. Throws off the balance just a little bit. On your next inhale, coming back through center, preparing for warrior 3 by bringing the hands to rest over the chest. On the inhale, shifting the weight forward, nice little micro bend in that standing left leg here. And on the exhale, gently hinge at the hips to bring the back right leg up. Dorsey flexing the foot so that toes are pointed down towards the mat, squeezing that right glute to lift the leg just a little bit higher. We are here for 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, gently lowering to set that back right foot down on the mat, making sure those toes are inner spiraled, and then inhale, reaching the arms up and coming out into our warrior 2. Again, twisting the thoracic spine here, gazing out over those front fingertips. If you feel like your chest is a little out of place, try pulling that back right elbow back to twist the rib cage. Moving into our peaceful warrior. On the exhale, right arm comes behind our back, left arm reaches over. Settling into this side stretch here. On your next inhale, moving back through center. Exhale, extended side angle, left forearm to left thigh. Reach the right arm over. Bring that left elbow or that right elbow back to broaden through the chest. And extend that arm once again. On your next inhale, engaging the core to pull the upper body back up once again. Straighten the front leg, heel toe the back foot up, preparing for triangle. Again, back right toes are pointed out towards the side of the room, inner spiraled. Front toes are facing towards the top of your mat. Inhale, or reaching the arms up and out. And on the exhale, begin to pull the weight forward, bringing that left arm down to rest on your shin, on the floor. Trying to stack those shoulders on top of each other and reaching that right arm up into the sky. Again, trying to broaden through the chest here as much as we can. On your next inhale, squeezing the core to pull the body back up, and this time placing our feet for pyramid, left foot a little in front of the right. Inhale, reaching the arms up, and exhale, forward fold over that front left leg. With every exhale, bending deeper towards that left leg, releasing the neck, and taking a breath. Taking one last breath here. On the inhale, bending that front knee, pulling the body back up, and releasing the arms. Awesome job. We're going to do that same sequence again, although we're going to add a little bit of an increased modification to the poses. So again, coming to the top of our mat, this time taking a sun salvi. On the inhale, reaching up and sending the hips back, coming into our chair pose. On the exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, bringing the hands down, nice bend in the knees. On the inhale, coming up halfway, broadening through the chest. And exhale, palming the floor, jumping or stepping back to our high plank, high push-up position. Again, maybe adding in that push-up or just moving through your vinyasa. And at your own breath pace, meeting in that downward facing dog. We'll be here for about 10 breaths as a resting pose. If you would like, you can bring your knees down to the mat and come into child's pose. Maybe grab some water. Again, we have a couple breaths to do that. Beginning to think about making our way back into that downward facing dog. Pedaling it out and trying to find some stability. Putting more weight into the left leg. On the inhale, reach the right foot up, three-legged dog. Begin to pull the knee into the chest and place it between your hands, preparing for Crescent Lunge. On the inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching through the arms and sinking down into that front leg. Moving into our twisted lunge, go ahead and bring that right arm back, left arm forward. Maybe gaze is towards those back right fingertips. On On the inhale, moving back to our regular crescent lunge. Again, squeezing that right glute to even out the hips. Moving into our airplane pose. So on the inhale, extending that front leg. And on the exhale, sweeping the arms back, bending the right knee, and pulling the chest down for airplane. Inhale to extend. And exhale to airplane, sweep the arms back, pull the chest down. Inhale to extend that right leg. Exhale to airplane, pull the chest down. 2 more times. Inhale, extend. Exhale to airplane. Inhale, extend. And exhale to airplane. This time holding for 2 breaths. On the inhale, keeping that right knee bent, we are going to reach the arms up, moving back into our crescent lunge. Preparing for warrior 3 on the exhale, bringing the hands over the chest, shifting the weight forward. And on the exhale, gently hinging at the hips and squeezing that left glute to bring the back left leg up. Again, toes are pointed down towards the mat. So on your next exhale, we are going to gently begin to hinge at the hips, not to lower that back left leg, but to hinge to pull the knee up. Nice. I'm going to switch legs so I can mirror you. And we are going to be coming into a tree pose. So bringing that foot, you can place it above the knee on your inner thigh, below the knee on your shin, or with the toes on the mat, heel popped up on that shin. Whatever is most comfortable for you. Taking a second, finding some stability. On the exhale, bringing the arms out. We're going to play around with that stability a little bit more. On the exhale, begin to tilt towards the leg, towards the left side, and inhale back through center. Exhale over to the right, and inhale back through center. Man, my balance is super off today. Again, exhale over to the left, and inhale back through center. Last time, exhale over to the right, and inhale back through center. Nice job. Go ahead and set that foot down. On the inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale to sit down into our chair pose. Take a breath here, reach the arms up. Moving into our drinking bird, begin to sweep the hands back as we come up onto the toes, lifting the heels up off the mat. Exhale, send the heels down, reach up again into our chair pose. Inhale, drinking bird, sweep the arms back, lift the heels. Exhale, chair, lower the heels, reach the arms forward. One more time, inhale, sweep the arms back, come up onto the toes. Exhale, send the heels down, reach the arms forward. Moving into our twisted chair. On the exhale, bring the hands over the chest and sink down just a little bit farther. Good. Go ahead and twist towards the right side of the room so that the right elbow is facing up, left elbow is facing down. And begin to shift your weight down, sinking into the hips until that left elbow can reach that right thigh. Look down at your knees, make sure one's not protruding in front of the other. If your right leg is going a little forward, you can squeeze that right glute to bring the knee back. Now on the inhale, begin to pull that left heel up off the mat, and then begin to squeeze the left glute to pull the heel towards the cheek. As you exhale to bring that foot back, setting it down on the mat, coming into a nice lunge twist. On your inhale, begin to bring the hands up and over the chest, lifting the upper body. Exhale, inner spiral that back heel and extend the arms out, moving into our warrior 2. Taking a breath here, gazing over those front fingertips. On the exhale, moving into our peaceful warrior, left arm behind our back, right arm over. Exhale, extended side angle, bring the body up, and then exhale, left forearm to left thigh, reaching the left arm over. Pull the left elbow back to broaden across the chest and pull the left shoulder back. And again, extend that arm, reaching up by that ear. On your next inhale, extending back up and moving into our humble warrior by interlocking our fingertips behind our back, broadening through the chest. And on the exhale, pulling the upper body down to rest next to that right leg, not resting on top of, just right to the side. Release the neck here. I know this is one of those positions where you can get a little shaky, so breathing through the shakiness. We are here for 2 more breaths. Awesome job. On the inhale, engage the core to pull the body back up. Release the hands, extend the front right leg, and heel toe that back foot up, preparing for triangle. So back butt is inner spiral, right toes are pointing towards the front of your mat. On the inhale, reaching the arms up and out, and on the exhale, pulling the weight forward and down. Again, broadening through the shoulders here. If you're comfortable, feel free to stay here, or you can try to come into our half moon pose by bringing the gaze forward and stepping that right hand out on the mat as we begin to engage that back left glute to pull the foot up. Again, toes are dorsiflexed. Left arm is reaching up into the sky. And here, just like in triangle, we're trying to open up our shoulders towards the side of the room to broaden through the chest. We're here for 1 more breath. I know you can do it. On the exhale, gently hinge to bring that back foot back down, extend both legs, and prepare for our next pose. Pyramid, that's the word. So right foot is in front of the left, toes are both facing towards the front of your mat. On the inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold over that front right leg. Releasing the neck, allowing yourself to fold over this leg. If you're comfortable, feeling free to stay here or coming into a standing split by walking the hands forward. Inhale, beginning to squeeze that left glute to lift that leg up off the mat. Taking a breath here. Not really mattering how high that leg comes above the mat, just trying to engage that glute and lift the leg up. On your next exhale, gently lower that leg to rest next to the right and just come into a forward fold for a breath. On the inhale, pressing to the feet, reaching the arms up, and exhale, resting them over your chest and taking a breath. Nice job moving through that Sun Sal B 1 more time, and that sequence on the other side. On the inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, sit the hips back, coming into our chair pose. Inhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Coming up halfway, flat back. And exhale, palming the floor, stepping the feet back to that high plank, moving through your vinyasa. And meeting in downward facing dog whenever you are ready. Taking a few breaths here, finding that stability. On the inhale, lifting the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Pulling that knee into the chest and placing it in between your hands at the top of your mat. On the inhale, sweeping the arms up, coming into our crescent lunge. Taking a breath to lengthen and exhale to deepen. Squeezing that left glute to pull the hip back. And on the exhale, moving into our twisted warrior, left arms back, right arm forward, twisting towards the left side of the room. Gaze is back at those left fingertips. On the inhale, moving back up through center, preparing for our airplane poses. On the inhale, begin to extend that front left leg. Exhale, moving into airplane, sweeping the arms back, pulling the chest down, bending the front knee. And inhale, extending that front leg. Exhale to airplane. Inhale, extend. Exhale to airplane. Inhale, extend. Last time, exhale to airplane. This time holding for 2 breaths. Keeping that left leg bent. On the inhale, reach the arms up. And then preparing for warrior 3, bring the hands down over the chest, shift the weight forward. And on the exhale, gently hinge at the hips to squeeze the right glute to bring the back right leg up. Toes are pointing down towards the mat. Nice straight line from your head all the way down to that ankle. Taking a breath here. Gently hinging at the hips, not setting that foot down, but bringing the knee up. Nice job preparing for that tree pose. So taking that foot and placing it on the standing left leg wherever you did beforehand. On the inhale, bringing the arms out. And exhale, coming into tilt towards that right leg. And inhale back to center. Exhale, tilting over to the left. And inhale back through center. Again, exhale over to the right. And inhale to center. This is really challenging my balance. I don't know about you guys. And over to the left. And inhale back through center. Nice job. Go ahead and release that right leg down to the mat. And coming into our chair pose. On the inhale, reaching the arms back. Exhale, sending the hips back. Moving into our drinking bird, sweep the arms back, lift the heels to come onto the toes. Exhale, lower the heels, reach the arms up, back into chair. Inhale, drinking bird, lift the heels. Exhale to chair, reach the arms forward. 2 more times. Inhale to drinking bird. Exhale, lower heels. Inhale, drinking bird, sweep the arms back. And exhale to lower the heels. Preparing to come into a twisted chair, go ahead and bring the hands to rest over your chest. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper, squeezing those glutes. Go ahead and twist towards the left side of the room so that the left elbow is up, the right elbow is down. And on your next exhale, lower so that that right elbow comes to rest on the left thigh. Again, look down at your toes, adjust based on if one knee is protruding in front of the other. And just begin to take some weight out of that right foot, gently lifting the toes or the heel. And on your next inhale, squeeze the right glute to lift the heel up towards the cheek. And exhale to extend back. Inhale, lift the body, hands come to heart center. Exhale to inner spiral the back heel as the arms come out, moving into our warrior 2. Taking a breath here. And finding our peaceful warrior. Right hand goes behind the back, left arm reaches over. Inhale back through center. Exhale, extended side angle. Left forearm to left thigh, reaching that right arm over. Pulling that elbow back, broadening through the chest, rolling that right shoulder back, and extending that elbow back up by our ear. On the inhale, moving back through center and preparing for our humble warrior. So interlocking our fingertips behind our back, broadening through the chest. On the exhale, sending the upper body down, resting next to, not on top of that bent left leg. Releasing the neck here. And taking 2 deep breaths. On the inhale, engage the core, pull the body up, release the hands, straighten the front left leg. Heel toe that back right foot up just a little bit for triangle. Extend the arms out. And on the exhale, pull the weight forward and bring that left arm down to the mat, to your shin, or to anything you need. Maybe a nice thick chemistry textbook. Reaching that right arm up into the sky. And if you'd like, moving into our half moon by bringing the gaze down in front of you. And is reaching that left arm forward as you engage the back right glute to bring that back leg up. Again, trying to stack your shoulders on top of each other, opening out to the side of the room. Here for one more breath, you can do it. And on the exhale, bending the front knee, gently setting that foot back down on the mat. Moving into pyramid, left foot is in front of the right, toes pointing towards the top of your mat. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, releasing towards that left leg. If you're comfortable, feeling free to stay here, or walking the hands out and bringing the back right leg up into that standing split. Taking 2 deep breaths here. And on the exhale, gently lowering that leg down and just coming into our forward fold for a breath. Go ahead and palm the floor, bend the knees, and hop our step back to our high plank. Moving through your vinyasa, chest to the floor, and up into your Cobra variation, meeting in that downward facing dog. On your inhale, pressing more into the right or the left leg, reach that right foot up, 3-legged dog. Inhale, begin to pull the knee into the chest. Pause. Inhale, pull the knee closer to your chest. And exhale, back to 3-legged dog. Again, inhale, knee to chest, this time crossing over the body to come towards that left elbow. Pause. Pull the knee in closer. And exhale, back to 3-legged dog. Again, inhale, knee to chest, this time over towards that right elbow. Pause. Pull the knee closer. Exhale, 3-legged dog. Last time, inhale, pull the knee into the chest, pause, and then place it on the mat in between your hands into our Crescent Lunge. On the exhale, release the knee down to the mat, place the left hand firmly on the mat, and reach the right arm up, coming into a nice lunge twist. If you're comfortable, feel free to stay here, or if you'd like, you can reach that right arm back as you bend the right knee, trying to catch the top of the foot. Taking a breath here. On the exhale, release the foot down. Bring that right hand back around, this time to the inside of the right foot, and heel toe that right leg over to the edge of your mat, moving into our lizard pose. On the exhale, come down onto the forearms if that feels comfortable. And just take a few breaths in this position. If you feel like your knee is falling out towards the side, try and squeeze that right glute to bring it back up again. We're here for 2 more breaths. On the inhale, coming back up onto the palms of the hands, and begin to heel toe that right foot across the mat, coming into pigeon. So eventually bringing the knee all the way down. On the exhale, again, coming down onto the forearms, and maybe resting the head on your hands or on the mat, fully releasing into this pose, and taking a few breaths. On your next inhale, begin to press up onto the hands once again. Go ahead and come back onto those left toes and begin to bring the right leg back into our high plank. Moving through our vinyasa again. Exhale, chest to the floor. Move up into your Cobra and meet in that downward facing dog whenever you're ready. On your next inhale, pressing more into the right foot and bringing the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Inhale, begin to pull that knee into the chest. Pause, pull it a little bit closer, and exhale to 3-legged dog. Inhale, knee to chest, this time crossing over the midline towards that right elbow. Pull it a little bit closer, and exhale, 3-legged dog. Inhale, knee, this time over towards that left elbow. Pause, pull closer. Exhale, 3-legged dog. And this time pulling that knee into the chest and then placing it between the hands. Go ahead and drop that back right knee, placing the right hand firmly on the mat. Inhale to lift the left arm up. Coming into this assisted twist. Taking a breath here. And if you'd like, deepening this pose by reaching the left arm back and trying to catch that top of the left foot as you bend the knee. On the exhale, releasing that foot down, this time bringing the left hand to the inside of that left foot as you begin to heel toe that left foot over to the side of your mat. If this is comfortable, feel free to stay here, or you can come down onto the forearms. Taking a breath here. On your next inhale, gently beginning to press up onto the palms of the hands as you heel toe that leg over, preparing for pigeon. Bringing that leg all the way down to the mat and releasing over. Maybe resting your head in your hands or on the mat. And taking a few deep belly breaths here. Beginning to bring our heart rate down. Inhale, beginning to press up onto the palms of the hands, tucking those right toes under and stepping back to our high plank. This time we are going to be holding here. We have a few more exercises, still keeping in the realm of a cool down. So putting more weight into the right hand, go ahead and shift into a side plank, lifting the left arm up. If you're comfortable, feel free to stay here. Or if you'd like, you can try coming into a tree pose in your plank. So taking your left foot and resting it on the shin, or maybe even up above the knee. And taking a couple breaths here. On the exhale, extending that left leg out once again. And exhale, bring the left hand back down to the mat, back to our plank position. Doing that same thing on the other side, putting more weight into the left hand, shifting into our side plank and reaching the right arm up. Again, if you're comfortable, feel free to stay here, or you can try coming into that tree side plank. Taking a few more breaths here. And on the exhale, returning that right hand down to the mat. Taking a breath here, sending those knees down, and exhale, shifting the weight back, coming into our child's pose. Bringing the forehead down to the mat, taking a few breaths. On your next inhale, gently beginning to walk the hands up. Gently sliding onto your left side and swinging the legs around. Awesome job. Moving into one more abdominal based exercise before we come into our final resting pose. We are going to be doing a dynamic boat. So knees are together, feet are together. Hands can come behind you to support your spine. Inhale to bring the feet up. If you like, hands can stay by your side, or you can bring them up next to the legs, trying to press the knees and the feet together. Now on the exhale, gently begin to extend to hover above the mat. And inhale back to boat. Exhale, hover and extend. Inhale to boat. One last time, exhale, hover and extend. This time holding for 2 breaths. Really trying to breathe into the belly here. Looking down, you want to be able to see that belly rise and fall. And exhale, release all the way down to the mat. Take a breath. And on your next inhale, begin to pull the right knee into the chest, giving it a little hug. Moving into a supine twist, begin to bring that leg over the midline, over towards the left side. As you extend both arms out, trying to keep both shoulders on the mat. Maybe closing your eyes here, turning your head to face those right fingertips, and taking about 5 deep breaths. next inhale, moving that right knee back into the chest, giving it a little hug, extending that leg down on the mat. Same thing on the other side. Inhale to bring the left knee into the chest, giving it a little hug and pulling it a little closer. On the exhale, moving into our supine twist, bringing that left leg over the midline, over towards that right side, extending both arms out, and maybe bringing the gaze to face those left fingertips. Completely releasing into this posture. Again, trying to lengthen your exhales as we pull our heart rate down. On your next inhale, pulling that left knee into the chest and pulling that right knee up as well, hugging both knees into the chest, maybe gently rocking side to side to massage the lower back. If you like to, maybe taking a happy baby here by grabbing the big toes or the outside of the feet, reaching them above your head. Again, gently swaying side to side. And on your next exhale, releasing the feet, releasing the hands down, and extending on your mat. Moving into our final resting pose of Shavasana. On every exhale, allowing yourself to sink deeper. Closing your eyes if they aren't so already. And moving through 10 counted breaths. On your next exhale, release completely. And inhale 1. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 5. Inhale 6. Exhale 6. Inhale 7. Exhale 7. Inhale 8. Exhale 8. Into the fetal position, taking your final breaths of the practice. And keeping your top leg heavy, begin to press yourself up into a cross-legged position, using as little energy as possible, and bringing your head up last. Maybe keeping your eyes closed. On the inhale, reaching your arms up, bringing your palms together and resting them over your chest. Bending forward for a slight bow. Namaste. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for power yoga. That is all we have for today. Again, if you would like to, I continue to do, or I would suggest doing a nice long shavasana, especially if this is at nighttime. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Oh, also, there is a thing in the subscription box down below, a little evaluation. It would mean so much if I could get some feedback from you. I'd love to hear something that you enjoyed about the class, as well as maybe some changes you'd like to see or any ideas. So thank you all so much. Bye.